Hey, Taurus, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, wow. Taurus, you received a couple extra bonus cards in your key themes this month, and I see a pattern already. You're letting go of something that has felt conflicting. You are overcoming a major obstacle this month. There may have been adversity, competition, triggers. Ooh, Ace of Swords. Beautiful. This is cutting through the fluff. This is about you finding solutions, and that is your key theme. Bottom of the deck, you have letting go, liberating yourself. There could be a goodbye here. You could be leaving behind something that felt very difficult. Okay, we see the Six of Swords. We see the Ace of Pentacles. We see the Queen of Cups and the Emperor. Beautiful. So you have two aces in your reading, which aces are gifts, and you also have the gift card as a key theme. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Wands. And this is interesting because I feel like a lot of signs in the month of October are going to come up with or come towards a decision point. There may be a decision point in October. This could be collective. This could be global, worldwide. It is going to shift the way we view things and look at things, but let's see how this affects you personally. I do see here the flexibility card, which is being open to change or adaptable or changeable, and you actually have the change card that just came out here as we're talking about flexibility, because there are divine detours here, and I feel like there has been a lot of resistance. And as I say resistance, you have the denial card. So there's been a lot of feeling like you've been held back. It almost feels like some of you are like a wild stallion, right? And the wild stallion in a way doesn't want to be tamed, but it feels like you are bridled up and you are, someone is holding you back, and it's like you're chomping at the bit to get moving, to produce results or to grow and evolve, but it just feels like there's an energy here that was pushing and pulling, causing you to really want to break out of a cycle is what I'm picking up on. Yeah, breaking out of just feeling held back or confined. And there is a beautiful gift coming in, a celebration I see. And when you have the Queen of Cups and the Emperor, you're making a choice, and I feel like you're listening to your heart here, but you are moving forward and ascending as you build your empire, as you build perhaps your business or grow in your career. There could be some changes in your family dynamic as well. The time's been ticking, and I feel like October for all of us is going to be significant. Not only is it a 10-month, which is endings bringing in new beginnings, but it's going to shift perspective is what I've been picking up. Shifting perspective in a very profound way. All right, let's get one last card for you, and then we'll dive into your reading. You have the Crone. Talk about wisdom here. So we start off, and your first card out was flexibility. So in the month here of October, we may see a lot of divine detours. You may see them in your personal life. This is about change, adaptability. You may even be moving, relocating, traveling, or connecting to new souls. I definitely see new soul contracts coming in here for you. And I see that you may be resisting letting go of a person, place, or thing. This could also be a belief or something that you held on to quite tightly. But because I have so much ending and new beginning, I feel like this is the month for you to really look at what it is you've been holding on to and saying to yourself, is this something that is worth hanging on to? Is it something that I want to fight for? Is it something I can find a solution through? Perhaps do I need to let this go so I can open up to the gifts that want to present itself or present themselves to me? And I also see you connecting to your body, mind more, connecting, maybe through movement. This could be yoga. It could be Pilates. I am getting some sort of training. Maybe you're doing Peloton, or you're doing, I'm getting like boxing or CrossFit, or it feels like some sort of body movement, but it feels quite structured in a way. I know that sounds interesting because it feels like you're strengthening the core, or strengthening your mind in some way through the body. And I really like this because I feel like it's going to be beneficial. So for those of you that have taken on a new class, or you're doing some sort of strengthening within the body, it also falls into a meditative or spiritual routine. It's going to be very good for you is what I see. Expansion as well. You are expanding, and remember how I said it feels like you've been in a container? I feel like there's a new container that you are putting your energy into here, a new container, because you've outgrown the original one or the previous one. It almost feels like a hermit kind of looking for its new shell, or a hermit crab, right? Going to a new shell. It just feels like there's a new gift here, but you may have felt comfortable in the shell that you were in, but I feel like it's time to move on to something new. Now you have the gifts card. There could be celebrations here, birthdays, anniversaries. This could be a celebration because you could even be connecting to a new beginning that's long term, and your soul recognizes this in some way, shape, or form, right? It's as if there's a new soul contract coming in, but you've been waiting for this for quite some time. Now, this could be a friendship. It could be a lover. It may be, a career, or, something positive within your health. It feels really lovely for you, Taurus, and it's a gift from the universe. So stay open to it. Some of you may actually receive a gift from an individual. You could be increasing or expanding. Like I said, with that expansion energy, this could be expanding upon your own spiritual and personal gifts and seeing how you can take it to the next level. Perhaps use it in your business, your professional life, personal life. I see you're unwrapping here a part of yourself. You're seeing yourself from a different perspective than maybe you have in the past, which is beautiful. And I feel like this different perspective isn't entangled with some of the outdated beliefs or what other people have thought about you. It feels like you've done a lot of personal work, a lot of self-development. Now, Taurus, these three cards came out together, and I've been getting three key themes, but you actually have three cards in one theme. So I feel like this is big because it's conflict, which is about conflict resolution, finding a solution here. It's overcoming an obstacle, perhaps that has been very triggering, or it has been adversity, competitive. There's been other views. It's right next to perspective, and you have messages here as well. So if this is a job that you've been fighting for, I feel like there's a shift coming in that's going to change everything. Okay, you could see news or communication. There's an announcement. You could be announcing a change to the world, or to your job, to a family member, or even to yourself. You may be saying, self, I am ready to get in better shape, right? Self, I am ready to take a look at my finances and really shift things to make my money work for me. Or, self, I'm ready to commit to this long-term goal, and I'm taking the first step. Whatever this is for you, it could be an ending or a new beginning, because we see both here. But I feel whatever this is, the perspective is actually going to be part of the solution. And I also see that there's been someone here. It almost feels like this individual or this energy feels not physically present, but it feels emotionally or mentally. It's been a little bit of a tug of war in your mind or in your heart. There's a shift coming in for you where you're able to see the big picture of the why. You're able to see why something played out, or you're able to gain perspective on someone's feelings because you could be having a conversation with them. I just see with this message card, there is going to be communication for you this month, whether it comes through meditation and it's from your higher self, whether this is clearing the air with someone. It could even be, an apology or some sort of truth spoken that really shifts everything. I mean, you do have the Ace of Swords out here as well. And so this Ace of Swords is going to help you let go. Bottom of the deck, liberate yourself. It's going to help you grow and ascend, take something to the next level. You may receive a message from a father figure. If your father is in spirit, this could be a month where October is significant. Maybe October, there is a special date. It could be where you receive a download or communication through a dream. It could even be through, a smell or, a song on the radio, or perhaps his name shows up for you. I also see with the Emperor, because this is strong Aries. Some of you could have Aries in your chart. You could be Aries cuspers. But I feel like there is a sense of leadership here. There's a sense of authority, whether it be coming towards you and offering you a new beginning, or perhaps this is you stepping into a new role and it feels quite stable, quite abundant. Nonetheless, it's changing your perspective and the way that you view things, the way that you view the world, people, yourself, your spirituality. I mean, I actually like to see the conflict here within these two dynamics, because we all go through challenges, trials, tribulations, and conflict all the time, right? But when we're able to see them from a new lens, it reminds me of the Hanged Man, right? When we're stuck in limbo, when we feel like we don't have an answer, that's where we have to remind ourselves that everything is figure outable, and we can figure it out. If it's within our control, we can figure it out. It's one of my favorite books. Everything is figure outable, but there's definitely incoming news, a text, an email, an announcement that's going to shake up everything. And I just see with the letting go card at the bottom. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, you're letting go. You have authenticity, speaking your truth, being who you are, not wearing a mask, not pretending, not living a lie. And if this is someone else, you're getting to the nitty gritty, you're figuring things out, and there's a massive breakthrough coming in for you. For those of you, if this has been a health issue, I think I mentioned this, or a health concern, I feel like there's going to be a breakthrough. I also see some sort of trial. Okay, I don't know if this is like a sleep trial, or, if this could be a trial herb. Some of you could be working with a nutritionist. I feel like health is significant here for you this month, but you do have detox at the bottom of the deck, but it's as if you're learning about something, and you may be part of some sort of case studies or some sort of trials, but ultimately I feel like you're being true to yourself. You're listening and tuning in with your body more so now than you have for a while, and this is going to be profound for you. So let's dive into the tarot. You do have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is great. This is about you taking a look at your resources and you finding balance, because it feels like some of you, maybe you've overspent in the past, and this is the month where you really look at things and say, okay, what do I need to reconfigure here? Where am I spending the majority of my money? How can I save? This can also be health, right? Where does health need a little pick-me-up here? What can I cut out of my diet? What can I incorporate? I also see for some of you, You may have been withholding energy, or it just feels like there's been a withholding or a detachment of some sort. This is the month where something comes together and you're able to let that go. Why has there been a detachment? Or perhaps you've been so attached to something that it has been suffocating you in some way, shape, or form. Remember what I said about finding a new container in a way, right? Finding a new way to expand your energy. I am getting, because the Four of Pentacles is the Wicked Witch's possession, some of you could be cleaning house, quite literally, getting rid of things. I feel like you physically, mentally, emotionally, you're getting rid of things. You're saying, okay, I don't wear this. I'm going through my closet. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm getting rid of these books, or, whatever it may be. I feel like you're cleaning house, but you're doing the same emotionally. You're saying, is it worth investing in this anymore? Do I need to let this go? Yeah, you've learned a lot. Some of you also have dealt with a family member who was a hoarder, or perhaps you yourself were a hoarder, or that's something you're working with. I'm just getting a hoarding type of energy due to fear of letting go. And it kind of reminds me, of the whole toilet paper thing. We tend to hoard, we tend to fear that there will not be enough and will run out. And I feel like that may be something you've worked on, is releasing, letting go, and trusting. Self-sufficiency, self-sustainability. Some of you may be growing your own food. You may be homesteading in some way, shape, or form, raising animals. You may be reading books about how to, build your own or make your own. I'm getting like do-it-yourself projects. You want to save is what I'm picking up here. You want to save by maybe figuring things out on your own. Save time, save money, saving. I'm just getting a big energy of saving here. Maybe some of you are able to save a little bit more. Saving grace. Oh. Now we do have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a new understanding. It's finding ways to come up with an action plan through clarity, through authenticity, through honesty. And you have those cards all out here, right? This is about you being authentic and saying, this is what I need. Can you meet these needs? If not, please be honest about it so I can connect with someone who will, right? Maybe you're wanting to go in and find a furniture set, right, for your home. And this is what you're looking for, A, B, and C. You know exactly what you want here with the Emperor. And you walk into, Slumberland. You walk into a furniture store, or maybe you call up online and they say, oh yeah, well, we have this and this and this, but it doesn't quite match what you're looking for. But of course, they're going to try to sell you something. And I just feel like you are very steadfast in what you want, and you're going to say, that's not it, but I appreciate. But it may feel like someone is trying to persuade you or coerce you into saying this could be better than what it is that you already know to be better for yourself. I hope that makes sense. And I feel like you are straight to the point. Some of you may be a little blunt this month, but I feel like it's in a compassionate way. When we have the Queen of Cups here, I feel like you are telling people what it is that you want, but you're also politely declining. And I feel like there's a strong boundary here. And it's interesting because we have the flexibility card, which could mean that, we'd be open to seeing what that, furniture store has to offer, even though it's not what we're looking for. That's not the type of flexibility I'm feeling for you. The flexibility is being open to going to new places to find what it is that you truly want and not backing down. That's where that flexibility rolls in. It's not backing down from what you want. You're staying authentic, but in the ways in which you are encountering that gift, it's as if there's many different resources. Instead of just picking one door to go through, you're going to open them up. And if you don't like what it is, right, you're going to close the door, move on to the next. And I feel like that is part of this, staying open, staying flexible to receiving what it is that you want. I like this message for you. Now, we do see the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is showing up here, but it's in the reverse, which Spirit is saying, try not to let the individuals or people talk you into something that's not authentic, or it could bring conflict, because you have that here. It almost feels like a persuasion of perspective. Don't let other people persuade you. And that's basically what we just talked about here. Be flexible in how you get to the goal, get to the outcome, but don't let other people persuade you into doing something or being someone or feeling something that is not directly yours. Okay? Basically, emotional boundaries. Yeah. I mean, Six of Swords showing up is also about you moving on and healing, trusting, hoping that whatever your gift is, your goal is, what inspires you, whatever it is that you want, you're not going to settle. You're not going to settle. And I feel like, yes, it's taken a little bit of time. You can see that this Six of Swords is represented by the wool and the water. And I feel like you're coming out of something that, yeah, it may have felt a little bit challenging. Five of Swords prior is always a struggle. It's always a challenge. It can be someone taking advantage of you. And now you know better. And once you know better, you do better. And you're saying to yourself, I'm not letting anyone push me around or take advantage of me or tell me what I should and should not be in or feeling or whatever it may be. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is you knowing better and doing better. The Ace of Pentacles is the start of a new life. It's a positive reward because you've stayed strong and true to you. The Ace of Pentacles is physical health, right? It can be happy health and well-being. It can be a bonus, a gift, an inheritance, a surprise. I am getting here with the gift card they're highlighting. I feel like there is a gift coming in, but it's almost a gift that you've given yourself. A gift that you've given yourself because you understand and you know thyself. For those of you that have any Aries in your chart, you may want to check out that reading. That reading is quite profound, and because we have the Emperor here, I feel like there's incoming news or news coming in that is really going to help you open up to the beginning of the rest of your life. It really is. It's profound here with the Emperor. It's going to help you build this empire or continue building your empire here on Earth. And I feel like perspective is shifting. It's almost as if someone comes to their senses here as well. And there's a whole lot of love. I mean, we see the Queen of Cups as well. A lot of you are healers or you're fostering some form of genuine connection. This can also be, a healer, an intuitive, an empath, someone who's in the caring profession, someone who may even be a business owner, okay, that takes care of or services others in some way, shape, or form. The Queen of Cups is a lover and she's extremely heart focused, right? But sometimes she really does need to take a little bit of time out to focus on herself. And I feel like you did that. That was part of it, or you are currently doing that. And I just feel like you're being very transparent. Look at her. She is represented by the glass cat. And sometimes we feel like we break, right? Our hearts break. We're heartbroken over things that we see going on in the world or going on around us or within us. But it's like you have 9 lives here, Taurus, and I do feel like you're coming back and you're landing on your feet and you are stronger emotionally. You're stronger than ever before. And I just get such a beautiful energy this month around you moving out of difficulty and onto feeling liberated, whatever that may be for you in all areas. Let's look at wealth, finances, career, and money. Ooh, we got a writer in the house. Some of you are writers. You could be writing an, autobiography, a memoir. You could be writing a fiction or a children's book. Some of you are journalers. Maybe you like to journal like I do, or you could be a list maker. It says words are magic. Use them to manifest more abundance. You could be a blogger, a content writer, a book writer, or in any other creative writing endeavor or career. Your words have the power to influence and share your gift with the world. Some of you may be influencers. I just seen the King of Wands in my mind's eye. And the King of Wands is actually, I would say, the closest to the Emperor here as well. He is a spiritual influencer. He's someone who is very communicative and is able to use their throat chakra to express themselves, even if it is in the form of writing or speaking. I mean, the throat chakra is about communication in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you are finding ways to communicate. That's why we have the messages showing up here. You have the office. Delegating more can help you increase your earnings. Some of you may work in an office setting. You could be bringing new people on board to help you out. Perhaps some of you are business owners and you could be hiring and firing. You may be a secretary, staff assistant, office manager, or any other job that does entail office work. I feel for some of you, if this is financial, you could be connecting to someone that does work in an office setting. Perhaps there's a call that needs to be made, maybe paperwork that needs to be looked at or approved or drawn up in some way, shape, or form. Think of the greater good than oneself to achieve a better outcome. I mean, that's basically what the Emperor does. A good emperor looks at the greater good of the kingdom, right? They look at how they can help the kingdom as a whole. That's why this is the Wizard of Oz, and you see the Land of Oz in the background there showing up in his crown chakra. How can he service humanity? How can he service the highest good of all? It's not just a singular, energy. I feel like this is bigger than that. We have change. There's a change for the better coming your way. Embrace it. Just because you don't see any movement doesn't mean nothing is happening, right? There's definitely a lot happening here, but some of you with this Four of Pentacles, you may feel at times like things are very high, very low, or inconsistent, and you're just not sure, but change is happening each and every moment. Sometimes to see the change, you must be the change, right? The Emperor, he doesn't become the Emperor, female or male, doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. We have all those traits within us. But I feel like you to become that Emperor, you take action, right? You become the change. You see things from different perspectives. You fail, you get up again, trial and error. You continue climbing. You don't let setbacks set you back for too long. You find solutions. You find ways to overcome. And that's what you're doing, and that's what you represent. That's what you stand for. And then lastly, we do have denial. And this has to do with the letting go piece. For some of you, there has been a situation where you were rejected. You were denied. It may have even been that perspective was so strong that it was leading you directly towards some sort of conflict. So that could be stubbornness, Taurus. That can be, a singular minded energy. And that may be why flexibility is coming in here saying, wait a second, we can look at things from a new perspective and we can resolve a conflict. But it does say here, perhaps you are insisting that reality be something other than it is. What are you refusing to see? It's better to live in truth than a lie. And we do see the Ace of Swords showing up. There is some sort of truth coming in. We have authenticity, which is going to trump any sort of illusion or mask that one puts on, whether it's you or someone you've been dealing with. If you've been putting up a false front, or if someone else has been, it's time to remove that mask. It's time to see some sort of truth. And what better time than eclipse season? And I definitely feel like there is a brand new beginning. Some of you, this is a new job offer because there is change on the forefront. And this job looks really quite good. It looks long term. It's change for the better. And some of you, this could be a different title or a different role than maybe you had originally thought you wanted to be in, but I feel like it's actually going to be better than expected, or it's something that really does align with you once you let go of this preconceived notion of this is what it is and allow yourself to expand. Remember, you're not meant to stay in this container. You have this growth and expansion all around you. So for some of you, there's going to be news of a new job offer, okay? Or a new, new maybe client, working with a new client. Someone may want to work with you. You could be headhunted from an emperor. They may come in and say, we want to sign your book, right? Or we want you to, come manage our office. Or we want you to be the change. You are the change. But I feel like someone's coming out of denial here, or if there has been rejection, there's going to be some sort of new truth coming in that is the opposite of rejection, right? It's acceptance. There is an acceptance letter or someone accepting you or an accepted offer on a home, on a job. I mean, this is good. This is looking good. Let's look at love. What do we have for love, relationships, platonic, family, romantic? We see addictions here. Addictions come in all different facets. It's not just drugs and alcohol. It can be codependencies on external validation or approval, shopping, gaming, social media. It can be foods. It can be anything, right? Anything that we use to distract us. And each and every one of us do this to some form. But when it becomes so much that it takes over and it holds us back, it keeps us confined in that container, that's when it becomes an addiction. And I see here that there has been obsession about a situation or around a situation. Someone may have had addictive tendencies that you have dealt with, maybe a partner, a family member, or you yourself. This is about emotional blocks, possession, and control. I feel like that's a big thing here. If we have the Emperor, right? If we have the Emperor, sometimes a downside of the Emperor can be control. Like I said, if we have a leader here and they're not in it for the highest good, it becomes control. It becomes power. It becomes greed. It becomes narcissism. It becomes something that's not pretty. It's something that maybe you've struggled with a boss, a family member, or a part of your own psyche. But I see here, this could be what you are letting go of. And it may have been a struggle, and it may be a choice that you make each and every single day. But I feel like you're coming out of that hard time with that Six of Swords. Because the clock is ticking here, and it feels like you're getting very uncomfortable within that container. And you're saying, I'm feeling suffocated here. There's no room to grow. I can't breathe. I need to move on. I need to grow and expand elsewhere. So you needed time, or perhaps some of you have given yourself the time, and now you are progressing because you went through a massive cycle, and it did take some time here for you to heal and grow and to evolve. But I see that it's almost, you see the hourglass and you see that it's very full at the top. So something has just shifted for you, and you have this new Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles coming in. So it's like there's been a renewal. There's been a renewal of this cycle, of a brand new cycle. And you have more time here to invest in this energy because you've expanded something. I like this for you. When it comes to love, some of you may feel like the time is ticking, and you may feel like you're not going to meet a person, you're not going to meet a lover, or you feel like it's been 20 years, 10 years since you've talked to a family member. I feel like you've given yourself that adequate time to heal and open up. This is the perfect month to attract a soulmate, or to reach out to someone, to connect, to see things from a new perspective, instead of from anger, instead of from pain, or instead of from some sort of resentment or bitterness. You've detached enough to be able to see things from, again, a higher point of view instead of a singular pained perspective. So if you want to connect, if you want to open up, this is the time. You may be in a relationship or a dynamic with an individual where the both of you are mirroring each other's actions. You may even be mirroring each other's emotions at times. This is about introspection. I feel like there's wounds that need to be addressed this month, and there needs to be a conversation or some sort of truth and authenticity, because if we're mirroring each other, are we truly being authentic to our own feelings? Or are we holding back or holding off because we're afraid of how this person is going to see us? Or, are we afraid to put ourselves out there if someone else is not? So that's where that authenticity comes in here. And ultimately, when it comes to love, Taurus, you're ascending. You see the hot air balloon? There's growth, there's learning, there's expansion. Some of you are preparing for union. This was a big energy that I seen collectively towards the end of the year, quarter 4, for many, many individuals, is this preparation for union, coming into contact with soulmate energy. This is a new phase. It is a, new chapter of the story of your life. And there is growth and ascension here, taking it to the next level, hence the hot air balloon. And I feel like, there's going to be fire. You need that fire to ignite this hot air balloon. So there is some sort of fiery energy, but not in a way that's going to destroy, not where it becomes so hot it burns, right? Just enough heat and air to keep something afloat, and it's quite beautiful. All right, last but not least, you do have the Crone. And the Crone kind of is like the Emperor or the Empress, very wise. Now, typically the Emperor can be someone who is, maybe in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s or older. Crones typically are older because they've lived a long life, right? Or they've lived a long life where they have the experience to be able to share. And I feel like you could be, the Crone, or you could be connecting to someone that's very, very much experienced, very wise. I mean, some of you could even be, 30s or 40s or 50s, but you're definitely an old soul is what I'm getting. Or you meet someone and they feel like an old soul. This is the witch, the old woman, and the sage. The crone has seen it all. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She is the final manifestation in the feminine trifecta of maiden, mother, and crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right or wrong, as she has seen the earth churning, smoldering, taking life and giving life. The crone energy accepts everything in, devouring beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using their energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in all of us, though it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and the macabre. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and unapologetically magic. Now, the crone has a difficult time tolerating superficial, petty, day-to-day musings. Yep, and that's what I'm seeing here for you. You're not letting people persuade you, right? And that's been a big thing for you, is standing in your truth, right? Standing in your own truth, not putting up with superficial. I feel like you can't do the mundane, right? You can't just do something halfway. It feels like you go deep with your relationships, with your career, and with yourself. It says, she moves away from such relationships and seeks a deeper path, even if this means a more solitary life. The crone is the master of letting go. You can't make that up. You have letting go here. She's the master of letting go and residing in what is. She rejects nothing. The crone is often seen with the crow, smoke, night, or the moon. So we've only pulled one of these archetype cards, but for some of you, crows could be significant. You may be hearing the crow. You may be paying more attention to the moon, or the nighttime could really be significant. That may be when a lot of you receive messages, or that could be when you really connect on a deeper level. This is about magic, clairvoyance, psychic energy, intuitive energy, and it's very wise. Basically the Queen of Cups, which we see out here as well. When it's dark, it can be that shadow side of the Emperor. We talked about that. It can be vindictive, bitter, isolating, and it can even feel ostracizing, right? Cast aside. It can be selfish. If you want to go deeper in this energy, it says dive into the energies of Lilith. Okay, you may want to find out where Lilith resides in your astrological chart. Baba Yaga, Hecate, or even Dhumavati. I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. Those may be deities or, goddesses, individuals that you can dive into because they hold a lot of that crone energy. And I do feel like there is magic, like it says, within all of us. Male or female, we all have this crone within us. And I feel like it is more important now than ever to make sure that you are standing in your truth, your authenticity, your individuality. That is what is required of you. That is what is going to shift your life and your perspective on so much, including, your career and your love and your health and relationships of all sorts. So if there needs to be a conversation this month, have it, right? If there's news that needs to be delivered, don't be afraid to stand in your truth and your authenticity and deliver that news. I feel if there's something to let go of, channel your inner crone. Taurus, channel your inner crone and let go of what needs to be, let go of, and see things from such a high perspective where, like it says with this message, she's seen so much. She's seen the earth, give and receive life and go through these massive changes. And I feel you yourself have gone through this. And I just see that there's so much growth and spiritual, ascension taking place. So I'm excited to see what October has in store for you. If this message resonates, please hit that thumbs up button, Taurus. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. Thank you again for tuning in today. Lots of love.